Okay guys, today I'm going to be talking about the straight-to-DVD DC animated film Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Now this is an adaptation of the comic series, which was basically a crossover between the Justice League comic and the Aquaman comic. And basically the story goes like this. A submarine, an American submarine was sunk in the middle of the ocean, and the Justice League go on to investigate and see what happened. And thereon they discover the Atlantean civilization. While that's going on, we get the origin of Aquaman and how he is the son of Atlantis, but he doesn't know it yet. He's living on Earth, but then he's taken by Mera, shown his destiny to rule Atlantis as its king, and you get introduced to the Aquaman character and the Aquaman world and all his rogues gallery and everything like that. So we also meet his evil brother Orm, who is fearful of the surface dwellers and tries to start war with the surface, and that's basically how the plot gets going. So, is this a good film? For the most part, yes, even though it does have its major issues. One good thing is, it's a very good adaptation of the comic, both being successfully being faithful to the source material, but the changes did seem necessary, for the most part, to make it flow in this very short movie format. I mean, it's barely over an hour. They covered all the major story points, and also added a bit. So, if you're a fan of the comic like I am, then it definitely is. B, I am a huge fan of the Aquaman character. He is my favorite superhero. So it's very nice to actually see a story focus on Aquaman and actually get to explore him, because usually these DC straight-to-DVD movies and the live-action ones only focus on Batman and sometimes Superman and every once in a while the Justice League, and that's about it. Now, my few problems are, A, so the thing about the comic was, it was a lot of issues, and it was like half Aquaman issues, half Justice League issues, because it was a crossover. So you got plenty of Justice League and plenty of Aquaman. The problem with this is, they did kind of split in half between half Aquaman, half Justice League. But in this very short 1 hour format, it just doesn't fit well, and you feel like either A, Aquaman's taking away from the Justice League, or B, the Justice League is taking away from Aquaman. I mean, Batman gets very little development in this story. Superman and Wonder Woman have something, but it's just quickly glanced over in the beginning. And there's a lot of parts of the Aquaman story that just feel slightly rushed. But again, it's forgivable because they can only do it, they had to do this in a short time. They should have ever just made, they couldn't really make this Justice League Throne of Atlantis and not have Aquaman. So I feel this should have just been an Aquaman film, but then it would not have made as much money because they couldn't make a plain Aquaman film. It had to be Justice League. So I understand them. My other main issues are the villains, Orm and Black Manta. Now these are Aquaman's two biggest adversaries in the Aquaman comic, and they're not really done justice, which again is forgivable because again they only have an hour to do this, so they can't really spend a lot of time developing Orm. But again, being a big fan of the original character, it is slightly disappointing that he just comes off as just a whiny jerk. He's not threatening. I don't really understand his point of view. He's just a mustache-twirling sort of villain, and he's just annoying and whiny, and it just comes off like he wants to attack surface not because he's fearful of them, just because he wants to become king and his mom won't let him become king because he's not the rightful king. And just as a character, he's not interesting. And Black Manta seems like he's tacked on there because, hey, it's an Aquaman film and Black Manta is Aquaman's greatest adversary, so we need to have Black Manta in there. And again, it's not really a Black Manta story, and I feel he should have been taken out. That would have left a lot more room for more character development for the other characters. But with that said, the action in this film is great. There's nothing that seems out of character for the characters. I definitely felt like I was watching a Justice League film in a way. And the animation is great, so there's nothing too terrible as a film. I just feel like it should have been longer, but I understand why they couldn't make it longer. So I'm not mad at the film. It's just sort of disappointing based on this kind of is the best we could do, but it's not perfect.